Hi, welcome to St. George Parish, and this is Children's Liturgy. I'm Miss Allison, and today we are going to be reading a Gospel from the Bible for the 5th week in Lent, and this is the story of Lazarus. So behind me, you can see that it looks a little bit like a house, but it's a tomb, okay? And a kind of a cave is how people used to be buried when they had passed away. So we're going to read the story. Are you guys ready to listen? We're going to be thinking about Jesus as we listen to the Gospel today. And we're going to start with a reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Now remember, John is one of Jesus' disciples, and so he told these stories after Jesus has risen. Ready? We're going to make the sign of the cross on our forehead so that Jesus is in our thoughts, and on our lips so that Jesus is in what we say, and in our hearts so that Jesus is in what we feel. So this is the story of Lazarus. Martha and her sister Mary sent a message to the Lord and told him that his good friend Lazarus was sick. When Jesus heard this, he said, "His sickness won't end in death. It will bring glory to God and his Son." Jesus loved Martha and her sister and brother, but he stayed where he was for 2 more days. Then he said to his disciples, "Now we'll go back to Judea." And when Jesus got to Bethany, he found that Lazarus had already been in the tomb 4 days. When Martha heard that Jesus had arrived, she went out to meet him, but Mary stayed in the house. Martha said to Jesus, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Yet even now I know that God will do anything you ask." Jesus told her, "Your brother will live again." Martha answered, "I know that he will be raised to life on the last day, when all the dead are raised." Jesus then said, "I am the one who raises the dead to life. Everyone who has faith in me will live, even if they die. And everyone who lives because of faith in me will never die. Do you believe this?" "Yes, Lord," she replied. "I believe that you are Christ, the Son of God. You are the one we hoped would come into this world." Many people had come to comfort Mary, and when they saw her quickly leave the house, they thought she was going out to the tomb to cry. So they followed her. Mary went to where Jesus was. Then, as soon as she saw him, she kneeled at his feet and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." When Jesus saw that Mary and the people with her were crying, he was terribly upset and asked, "Where have you put his body?" They replied, "Lord, come and you will see." Jesus started crying as the people said, "See how much he loved Lazarus." Some of them said, "He gives sight to the blind. Why couldn't he have kept Lazarus from dying?" Jesus was still terribly upset, so he went to the tomb, which was a cave with a stone rolled against the entrance. Then he told the people to roll the stone away, but Martha said, "Lord, you know that Lazarus has been dead for days, and there will be a bad smell." Jesus replied, "Didn't I tell you that if you have faith, you would see the glory of God?" After the stone had been rolled aside, Jesus looked up toward heaven and prayed, "Father, I thank you for answering my prayer. I know that you always answer my prayers, but I said this so the people here would believe that you sent me." When Jesus had finished praying, he shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" The man who had been dead came out. His hands and feet were wrapped with strips of burial cloth, and a cloth covered his face. Jesus then told the people, "Untie him and let him go." Many of the people who came to visit Mary saw the things that Jesus did, and they put their faith in him. The Gospel of the Lord. Wow, isn't that a big miracle that so Lazarus had been dead, and they had put him in the cave, which was a tomb, and he had been buried for days. And then they came and Jesus said, "Lazarus, come out." And out he came, and he was alive. That's pretty special. And so today we have our own tomb that we have made, right? And we're going to color this. And it says, Jesus said, "Lazarus, come out." And then over here we have a Lazarus, and then I have a door to the cave. And we're going to cut these 2 pieces out, and we're going to color Lazarus' face. But the cloth that they used to wrap people in when they died and they buried them was white. So Kind of looks like a mummy, but it's the special wrapping that they used at the time when people died. So we're going to cut our pieces out. So you're going to take and color your pieces. And now I have my cave entrance, and it's a little line here. You're going to fold that. And when you get done coloring your piece of paper with your tomb, you're going to put this and glue this little flap that you folded right here at the bottom. I'm going to push it down here. So you're going to glue that on, and then you're going to glue your Lazarus on. I'm going to give my Lazarus a big smile because he is so happy to see his friend Jesus when he comes out. Here we go. We're going to stick this right on here. And look. Then you can say, Jesus said, Lazarus, come out, and then open your flap, and there he is. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.